If you like this stuff, like, comment, and subscribe. Last time, the intrepid inmates realized their only option available. Take the sweet dreams and obtain dream pieces. Everyone except Trisha and Mia took them. Wendy obtained professional help. Alex gained divine punishment. Mikey received toxicology, and Tiger obtained wild thing. After some training, they moved out to fight some oncoming sleepwalkers as a trial run. What happens next? Well, now you can find out. Sleepwalkers of Night Realm. Written and read by storyteller B.J. Foltz. Chapter 9. Shocked to find what's in our local library. After everything that happened, was it really surprising that what sleepwalkers we did come across were quickly dealt with? I think there was about 2 or 3 different ones still wandering around. They came right at us, but between me, Candace, and Tiger, they were torn to pieces. Maybe it was my imagination, but I felt stronger after every struggle. If this were a video game, I'd say I was leveling up. Really, that's all I can say. The trek to the library was rather uneventful. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed. At least Trisha was enjoying herself, riding on Mia's shoulders while giggling. Where's everyone? And why did they leave their clothes? They're all naked. Won't they look silly? Yeah, if we find them, we'll tell them how weird they're being, Mia said with a shaky laugh. Should we tell her about all this? I asked Wendy. I mean, this can't be healthy, right? I'm not sure, Wendy said. This is her mind trying to cope with everything that's happened to her lately. Just telling her could make it worse. But at the same time, I think I should try to help her. I mean, I'm a professional after all, but dealing with children isn't my strong suit. But who else could help her? Ugh, this is so confusing. Right. Just try figuring something out, I said, leaving Wendy with her thoughts. Ah, here it is! Alex laughed as we came to the library. This is where that woman wanted us to go, so... Alex swung the door open and the rest of us walked in. Immediately we saw the place in shambles, books strewn across the area. There was a distinct absence of the piles of empty clothing, so the place seemed to be empty at the same time we were taken to this night realm. Then how'd this place end up like this? So, why'd the lady want us to come here in the first place? Tiger asked. Considering what I've seen, the answer's a big fat I don't know, I said. Just try looking around for something weird. Weird in this whole day of weirdness. Yeah, sounds legit, Mikey said. He then picked up a book. Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandra. Ha! That's rich! He got me up in school, I just know it. The S is silent, Michael, Alex said. Well, you guys do that. I'm gonna go see if they have any fashion magazines, Candace said. Yeah, the men's compound will totally have those rags. Heh! Tiger scoffed. He regretted this as Candace tossed a knife right past him. Whoops! Missed! She called. Stinkin' psycho, Tiger growled. Not to nitpick, but she's not a psychopath. She's a sociopath. There's a difference, Wendy said. Don't care, Tiger said. I'll check things out. Me too. Come on, Trish, Mia said eagerly as she followed Tiger. Do they have zoo books here? Trish asked excitedly. I love zoo books. Let's find out, Mia exclaimed. Great babysitting, Tiger murmured. Right. You guys do the same, I said as I began looking around. Books were strewn around everywhere. The librarian must have become one of the sleepwalkers, since he never would have let this happen. I didn't want to think of any scenarios that would have led to the strict and borderline OCD librarian messing up his own library in that dreaming state. I've dealt with enough stuff that would screw anyone else over, so one more bundle of sticks on the pile. I looked down and saw a strange black tome at my feet. Everyone else was looking around and didn't see it. I picked it up and looked it over. There was no title, unless I went for a black on black font. There were gold linings and a strange crimson symbol that looked like an inhuman eye. The cover alone gave me so many red flags, but something about it made me feel that this book was important somehow. I opened it and found it was written with several strange runes that I couldn't understand, and macabre illustrations illustrated what I chose to believe was red ink. It answered absolutely nothing, and I had already prepared to shut it. But then I froze. My hands wouldn't listen to me as I heard something in my head. A voice so familiar, but I couldn't place where I heard it.
Libra Eternal Noctem, come with noir, bring justice, make things new, change this rotten world forever.
Peter? I came back to myself, feeling Wendy grab my shoulder. What are you doing? I. I. I stammered, taking a deep breath. I finally managed to shut that strange book before giving her a shaky smile. I'm fine. You don't look fine. In fact, you're all pale, Wendy said, her eyes flashing with her dream piece. You don't seem to be ill, but still. Just like I told you, Wendy, I'm fine. I just need to get some water. Keep up the good work, I said, trying to sound like I still had the confidence from earlier. I pushed the black book into Wendy's hands. Hold on to this, would ya? I think it'll come in handy. I walked toward the restroom. It seemed weird to go in there without a guard next to me, but not wrong. Guess I just needed time to readjust myself. I opened the door and splashed some water on my face. What was that thing? And who did that voice belong to? I could have sworn that I heard it somewhere, but where? And what was it saying? That's when I began to think things through a bit. I knew I couldn't remember my last name, but what could I remember? Peaking at age 10, check. Dropping out of college, check. Having a sister, check. Getting arrested for killing my ex-wife, check. My ex-wife's name, uncheck. Sister's name, uncheck. Parents' faces. Why can't I remember? I asked. Am I losing my memories? Will I keep losing my memories? Am I just going to lose everything? This was freaking me out enough. I didn't know what else I could take. That answer came quickly when I noticed something on the floor. I wasn't sure how I missed that. It was part of a large circle going around an inhuman eye, like on the cover of that book, and surrounded by strange runes. I felt as though my guts were filled with ice as I heard a small thump noise coming from the stall. I'd seen enough horror movies to know what I should not do, but for some reason, I walked towards it anyway. Slowly, I reached out for the door and pulled it open. 3 bodies fell out: a guard, an inmate, and the librarian. There was no blood, but the looks on their faces and the odd angles of their necks made it clear. These 3 were. Before I could stop myself, I screamed at the top of my lungs. In an instant, Alex burst in with Wendy and Mikey right behind him. The chaplain shouted, "What is it? Another sleep?" Lord in heaven. Who? What? Mikey stammered, looking around. What Stephen King garbage? Oh no, Wendy gasped, covering her mouth. I only stood there, staring at the 3 bodies in the circle. They must have died before this happened, and it couldn't have been very long. They didn't smell or anything. Alex ushered us out, shutting the door behind us, and a grim expression on his face for the first time. Alex then spoke up and said what we were all thinking. If those dark marks are anything to go on, and I don't think those spies are there by accident, I think we found the cause of this. I could only nod, still reeling from that shocking sight. I was not prepared for that. The strange voices in my head, those strange symbols, and then... How about we try find some more stuff? Mikey asked, walking away. If you need help, Wendy said. She took a deep breath before continuing. We'll be here, Peter. If you need to talk, just say. She walked away with Alex. I just stood there, still reeling from everything. With a shuddering breath, I began to follow after them. Alex was right. We now knew how everything changed like this. I'm still not sure if I heard this or not, but I swore that I heard Bella's voice say, "But who did it? And why?" The inmates have had a shock delivered to their system. What could this mean? What was that strange book? Who could have done this horrible act? And why? And are their memories truly fading? Find out on Chapter 10 of Sleepwalkers of Night Realm.
Libro aeterna noctem, come nuit noir, bring justice, make things new, change this rotten world forever.